Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Just adjusting my setup here. Or good afternoon, should I say? In London, good afternoon. In London, good morning. In sunny El Salvador. Is that working? I don't know. Yes or no? Can't tell. Should work. Okay, I'm gonna start soon. What time is it? It's 2 minutes to 2 p.m. in London, and it's almost 7 p.m. a.m. in El Salvador. I'm just the sun is right on my face, so I look very unusual. I can see myself in the camera. I'll try and bring the light forward, and I hope I'm not lagging today, but sometimes it gets quite hot. Let me see what else I can do here to fix this. What needs to be fixed? Right. Maybe that should work. Let me try this again. Yes, that works. Perfect. So, good afternoon, London. Good morning, sunny El Salvador. The sun is shining. It's early morning here, and I'm gonna have a look at the charts today. So, I did a stream yesterday, and I looked at the charts yesterday, and I'm having a look at the charts today, and I kind of redrew my long idea. So I'm not sure if anyone was paying attention, but let me go to yesterday's stream and have a look at what I was talking about. Adjust my time. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe possibly we go back down. So the first long was correct. I said that was a TP there because it hit the first resistance. And I was thinking about maybe going down one more time. Let me see. Still continuing the idea of a hit and then a hit slightly lower to hit that weekly daily level. That was what was on my mind. Or it would just flag. Okay. So I had that in my stream yesterday, and just looking at the charts today, if I go to the lower time frame, you'll see this trend line is still holding, so that's quite impressive. And we've actually had a front run of this level, this weekly and this month daily level. We have a little front run here. We've lost the value area low. We haven't been able to hold it as support, so that was the condition for going up, which hasn't happened. And we have a naked daily point of control slightly lower than where we are now, just underneath that weekly daily level, which hasn't been hit yet. But we have hit this 786 fib retracement level, which we missed. I don't know why we missed it. We've come back into the golden pocket, rejected, and we're back into this 786. So the question now is this it? Is this it? Is this the end of this mini correction? Are we going up again? This is the question. So let's have a look at the charts and see what the charts are saying. So I think we're at the right level, huh? We're at the right level to find support, and support could take a few days. It could be instant. It could take a few days to find support. This is the right place, I would say. But as ever with crypto, it overshoots. It can overshoot. It can overcorrect. It can over adjust. And I think in this context, if it does, it would look pretty bearish, just because of that trend line that we broke, and we're coming back to test it. If you over adjust, you're going down to these lows, and then you've lost the trend line. You might get a reaction, but then the whole thing looks messy. So ideally, you don't want to do that. Ideally, we want to hold this line, which is holding at the moment. But honestly, we're not getting a great reaction here. We got a reaction, but it's not great. It's not looking bullish. Yesterday's reaction, or last 12 hours, wasn't looking great. We've gone down again, taking the liquidity. And effectively what we need is we just need the price to hold here for the rest of the day. And that's kind of what we need to happen. We need the price to either hold here or to go up. Because the more we attack the lows, the more liquidity we're gonna grab, and then the less liquidity there's gonna be to hold the price higher. And that could be problematic for going up again. So we're in the right place for the fine support. We might need to go down one more time just to capture liquidity here. When I look at the order flow, I can clearly see pretty strong. There was some pretty strong bearish divergences, and now we've just taken out the high, I think, to invalidate that. So we just put in a higher high on the price here. There was some strong sell side absorption here. We've just taken out the local high to invalidate that bearish CVD. Got some shorts loading here. You can see the shorts are loading here. Lower low, lower CVD low. So there's no bullish CVD here. There was slightly bearish CVD here, but it's been invalidated. We're above the VWAP. We're underneath the daily open. And actually, ideally, what you want for bullish price action is you want to be back above the daily open to start going up. And it's going to be our strongest resistance in the context here. So, I mean, I had that updated trade plan from yesterday, and yeah, it's already pretty good on that swing failure. Bam, bam. Yesterday's candle was pretty miserable, closed lower. So we're in for a little bit of a few days of maybe indecision here. Possibly. Two, three, four, 1, 2, yeah. You've got that weekly candle that's forming all the way down into the weekly level, possibly to put in a higher low here if we want to go up. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, we're at the right area, aren't we, for a higher low on the weekly candle into this area. This is the right area. So if we're going to find support, this is the right area. And if we're not going to find support here, we're just going to lose all the liquidity that's in this area, and then it'll start looking really bearish. And then, whereas right now it doesn't look bearish, it just looks like we're coming back for a test of this broken trend line of some support areas, but we really don't want to go much lower than where we are now, because this is where the liquidity is. It could go lower, obviously. It could go lower, it could always go lower, but then the whole thing starts to look bearish. It looks like a more of a failed auction rather than a breakout and a back test. Okay, so this is a really important decisive moment for Bitcoin, right where we are now, and we have to see how that plays out on the other charts. Let me have a look at some other things here just quickly, just to see where we're at. VWAP. So we're kind of in and around the anchored VWAP here from this pivot low here. That's not bad, actually. Lost it, reclaimed it, lost it, back above it. Okay. I don't have crazy insights. I just think that we're at the right place to go long, and we just have to see how the price behaves over the next few days. If we can just find support here. Let's have a look at the volume. No changes, volume, and the value area low is lower, slightly higher, no real changes. So I think that's Bitcoin. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be back, and then I'll go straight into TRVL, have a look at that. Okay, it's still sunny here. It's still sunny here and streaming. Let's see what's going on here. Order flow. Long is big long close there. And short closes. Some shorts and longs closing here. We're in the New York session now. We're above the New York point of control. Buying tail, selling tail. Okay. I think what I want to see now is I want to see this golden pocket reclaimed, and this specifically to get back into this value area low. Find support. And I think that would be a good sign to go up. And obviously here, I want this to be the low. We need to just hold the higher low here and go up, rather than just keep putting in these lower lows. So we're in a little bit of a kind of, don't know what's forming here, but something's forming here. And what we need to do is we just need to kind of, it's hard to know exactly if this is the low right now, because it might not be. It could just come, we could come down one more time. Bam. Hit that liquidity level to get our reaction, and just then to change market structure here on local time frame. We had two good longs from this local area. And I'm wondering if we have one more attack. Actually, I'm just looking at it. We get one more hit. And then the question is just to hit that weekly daily level, just to get a real nice tap on that, get people bearish. Bam. And then capture that liquidity and then change market structure. Because right now I think it's tricky because we have to get up to there. It's going to be difficult to get up to there. So it's kind of more likely that we kind of do that. Maybe then we can kind of start breaking up once we can do that one more time. Let's have a look at some other things here. Total. Hey, see the BTC dominance is coming into the top of the golden pocket now. It's finding a little bit of support here. Little reaction. That ETH BTC candle from yesterday was a bearish engulfing candle. That's pretty bearish. So the weekly's pulling back. Is that the golden pocket? Yeah. It really is. The golden pocket off that pivot. Could this be the top here? And then all season will be beginning down here at the golden pocket. That'll be the target. It's a bit lower. We wanted a bit higher. We have to monitor this and see what happens. And then what's happening to ETH? Well, ETH done very well because it was able to take out these highs and it didn't get an immediate swing failure or rejection. We're above these highs, yeah, so this is actually quite bullish. ETH is quite bullish just because we're holding above these highs right now. Even though we're pulling back, we're consolidating above a broken level. We're consolidating underneath the previous all-time high. So we're in a really good, ETH is actually in a really good place right now, even though it looks bearish today. Just staying above this level would keep this really strong. The minute you lose that, you're in a failed auction territory, and then it starts to kind of look bearish again because it looks like a failed breakout. We're not there yet, and obviously that's got a lot to do with ETH BTC as well. Okay, so if ETH BTC starts to pull back, ETH will start to pull back. BTC is pulling back, and we don't have much room here to maneuver for what happens next. So we don't have much room. So really, this is important because it looks as though BTC has to hold this support level that I've been talking about today. This has to hold. If this doesn't hold, then I think crypto is going to be in a little bit of trouble, because it means also that ETH isn't holding where it needs to hold, this area, and also ETH BTC is going to then start dumping rather than correcting. And so you have a lot of things happening at the same time, and basically this is a really important area for Bitcoin. We've taken the low, which I said could probably happen yesterday. Could we take the low again? Yeah, we could take the low again today just to tap that weekly, daily level. Bam. We could take it one more time. And then what we want to see is a local market structure change to bullish, and then higher highs, higher lows, and then off we go to higher prices. That's kind of what we want to see. Right now, we haven't even changed market structure to bullish. Okay, so we're still, let me go to the local time frames and have a look. No, we put in a low low. We haven't put in a higher high yet. Low low. So we still have to do that. The CVD was bearish, but we put in a higher high, so it invalidated the bearish CVD. So there's no bearish or bullish CVD right now locally. The price is kind of in between the D open and the VWAP. You can see the CVDs going up, but the prices are going up too, so it's not bearish. It was for a little bit, but it was okay now. It was invalidated. And just following on from yesterday's stream, I had an idea that we would possibly go down and take the low, which we did. And now I'm just thinking to myself, maybe we go down and take the low one more time. Maybe we go one more time and take the low just to tap that liquidity level. You've got a daily, weekly, nice daily, weekly down there. Take it out one more time, hit that level, get everyone really bearish, then pump up, change market structure, and then we have a chance of getting out of here correctly. Right, so that's kind of the update right now. And obviously that could be the low could be in. If the low is in, then I think the next thing I'd want to see is we want to see this whole area flip into support. So the first thing I'll be looking for here is a market structure change on 5-minute time frame. I'd be looking for the price to kind of rally up, take out that high, and then just kind of find some local support here before we can continue. Okay, so we want to see a market structure change here. I think in this context, I think I'd probably be looking for a little mini V-shaped recovery here, rather than a lower high for another attack at the lows, possibly. So there's a couple of things that I'm thinking of here, but this is the right area. We possibly a higher low on the weekly time frame, and then you've got this back test of this trend line, which is happening as we speak. Look, test, and we're coming into liquidity areas here. We've got the 786, which has been hit, and then we've got this weekly daily level, which hasn't been hit yet. Slight front run, but it is possible to come back down and take that liquidity if the price decides to do so. All right, so that's kind of my BTC update for this morning. I've kind of had a look at ETH. ETH is kind of corresponding to Bitcoin at the moment. ETH is above this previous pivot's highs. This is quite good. As long as we stay above these previous highs, then we're okay. Then we're just consolidating after a breakout, and technically we're consolidating underneath the previous all-time high. If we can do that for a while, then we have every chance of smashing through the all-time high to go up. Yeah, so we're at a really key area. This is where the price has to hold on ETH. That's going to reflect on altcoins and the altcoin market. ETH BTC is correcting. Yesterday we put in a pretty bearish engulfing candle, so it was a bearish candle yesterday. So it is, ETH BTC is looking quite bearish at the moment, but still, let's see how this plays out. Yeah. And then obviously what I was looking at before was BTC dominance. We've come into the golden pocket here now. We're finding a little bit of reaction off the golden pocket, which is why Bitcoin is finding a little bit of strength compared to the rest of the market. All right, let's move on now and go on to TRVL. What's going on with TRVL? Well, I did a stream yesterday, and if anyone has missed my streams, then oh, censor out. Oh yeah, I probably should. I did a video yesterday on TRVL. You should go and have a look. I've got a playlist here, and if you look at my playlists, I've been making lots of videos so far to date. I've got 235 videos in my playlist. Not too shabby. I've pasted the link there. Oh my god, what's happened to my chat? My chat is lost. Oh okay, I think the internet is back. Testing. Yes. I had a slight break of my internet. I think I'm back now. So yeah, so I've done 235 videos on D travel and TRVL. I've got a playlist here on YouTube. I guess a lot of the content is repetitive, so I don't expect everyone to go and watch everything. I'm just keeping track of TRVL as a hobby, and obviously I have a vested interest in D-Travel. And if you don't know what D-Travel is, just go and have a look at the website. Effectively, it's a decentralized Airbnb, and it allows hosts and operators to rent out their apartments all around the world to travelers, to guests who are traveling, without a middleman, without an intermediary, without someone in the middle taking their cut, Airbnb or booking.com, without them taking their money. And it allows the traveler and the host and the guest and the operator to deal directly, but it also allows them to have their own website, their own travel booking website, so people can view a person's own properties on their own website. And then it also allows them to check the availability, and it also allows the prospective travelers to reserve or to book the property and pay using whatever means has been enabled on the profile. And in this case, it's either with a credit card, with Google Pay, with Pix. I don't know what Pix is, and then with crypto. Okay, so there's options for payment, and the main benefit here is crypto, allowing people to pay using crypto. You can pay using Tether, USD on the base chain, Matic, TRVL for a 10% discount, or ETH. And then there's the newest addition here is the Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin, which you can pay using that as well. That's a new addition, and soon we'll be able to accept Bitcoin on the Lightning Network. That's being developed. The great thing about these direct booking sites is that you can contact the hosts directly. You don't have to go through Airbnb. You don't have to hide yourself or pretend. You can just have a direct conversation and talk to them and ask them questions. And if you go up to the top there's contact options: WhatsApp, Instagram, email, phone number. So it's a decentralized Airbnb. And how does D-Travel make money? Well, D-Travel takes a small percentage, which goes into the DAO. I think at the moment it's 3%. That is returned to the host, to the operator, in the form of TRVL tokens. That's part of the incentive, the early adopter incentive. And all the information is here. If you go into our website, if you look at the documentation, or you go to learn about D-Travel, you can understand what it is. You'll understand what we do, what we mean, who we are. This actually, the contributors, the leadership is changing, or has changed now, because Cynthia has just stood down as the CEO, and Eric is taking over as the CEO. And we got some really strong changes that have been made in the makeup and the structure of the leadership for D-Travel. D-Travel is changing, and it's becoming a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. And that's a really important transition stage, because it means that token holders will be able to own, run, manage, contribute to the development of this decentralized network. And the one site I keep on sending people to is June. And this is a really important link, and I'll paste it into chat there. And here you can actually see the growth of our real world network. It's a really important. I'm going to try and get it to pop up on chat. I don't know why that's not working. Let me try that again. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's the link. june.com/dtravelDAO/dtravel-network-analytics. And here you can see the real world network growth the number of sign-ups, the number of listings, the number of cities, countries, booking value, GMV, and then you can see the growth of our real-world network. Hey, Diffage. Diffage, I hope it's not lagging. If it is, it must be my laptop overheating because I'm right in the heat. I'm probably going to have to find a different spot if it is still lagging, because I watched the replay and the replay wasn't lagging. So the stream seems okay, but obviously there's something else going wrong if it's still lagging. You'll have to tell me. It's like really hot here, and it's morning as well. It's early morning. 7:37 a.m. I need a laptop cooler, huh? That's a good idea, huh? A laptop cooler. I stick it underneath the laptop just to cool it. So we have a really nice network that we're building, and I think it's a really good opportunity for people to get involved in this network that we're building. And as soon as it becomes a DAO, it becomes really community driven, because owners of the token will be able to contribute to the growth of what we're building together, which is a decentralized network of properties where people can rent across the world, you know. And I think that's a big deal, because Airbnb is not community driven, it's centralized. And if you, as you can see, this is just like an Airbnb, it's just decentralized. It's basically the same thing, except I can go anywhere now here in Brazil, wherever this is, and I can now book an apartment just like I would on Airbnb, and it's the same thing basically. And I can vouch to that because I have my own properties in London. I experienced exactly the same thing. There's no difference whatsoever, except I'm paying less. So there is a big difference. So let's have a look at the charts and see what's going on. Well, nothing much really. I mean, I only did a stream yesterday. So I don't think much, we weren't really going to expect much big changes since yesterday, were we? Let me just get rid of this chat. We have taken out that high. That was important. We had a sell-off into the news of the leadership changes happening. Okay. About I think two investors pulled out, whatever. Shit happens. You know, it is what it is. People come, people go. If those people who left aren't interested in a community-driven, a community-built, decentralized application, and so they can go. You know, that's just that's the nature of these projects. You know, people can buy, people can sell the token, they can participate, or they can leave. It's not a big deal, really. It's not a big deal. I don't think anyone was spooked by that. This is the overall point of control, and as you can see, the price is coming back to test this overall point of control, which is the point of control of all of the volume through the beginning, from the beginning through until now. Okay, the value area has moved a little bit, so the value area high has gone up a little bit, which is interesting, and the value area low has gone right down to the bottom. And you can see that the point of control here is going to act as big support right now. So we're coming to test the point of control. You can see that we're coming to test the point of control. You see that? Just underneath the point of control, there's a monthly level. Okay. So we have quite an important area of support that we're about to reach right now. I mean, in TRVL terms, it's still a distance. It's still like 8% lower. And that's the thing about this token. It's so small and it's so illiquid that even small moves have significant percentage increases or decreases. But I think that's probably where I'd want to see the price find support if it wants to find support. Right now, we're kind of testing the golden pocket, but the 786 would bring us to the point of control and this monthly level. So I think at about 0076 area is the right place. And it's a little bit misleading because if you do a trend-based fib here, the 618 takes us to this pivot low here. See that? And actually, you don't really want to go down there. What we really want to do is just find support here. That's really what we want to do here. This is the right place to find support. You've got a monthly level, you've got a 786 fib retrace level, and you've got this overall point of control. And actually, if you take it to this lower pivot here, from this fib retrace to the pivot high, you will see that this area is the actual golden pocket of that full move. You see that? So we're coming into a really important area here. I feel that this is where we need to hold as support. Let me chuck in some anchored VWAPs here. Anywhere here. And that's kind of what I want to see, because I've been talking about this inverse head and shoulders for a while now. I don't know if you remember, but let me see if I can find it. If my laptop doesn't explode, I'll find it. How far shall I go back? I wonder if I did it on my first stream. Let's see. This is going back to my first stream on the 6th of July. In my nice room. There you go. What's that? What's that looking like? See that? I was doing it then, back then, an inverse head and shoulders. Let's go a bit further forward. So I mean, I do come up with lots of ideas, don't I? Like, I'm a bit mental when it comes to trying to predict the future. There it is. Inverse head and shoulders. There you go. There you go. Look, see that? That's if we don't take the high. That would have been a wedge. That's an inverse head and shoulders. Somewhere around there. All right. So I had that idea beforehand. If you see when I had that idea, that was 18th of July. And we're a month on now, and we're actually starting to see the idea play out, aren't we? All the way back from the beginning when I kind of imagined that we'd go up and take out that high. We're coming back now and we're trying to find support. This is a really important area, this right shoulder now. Okay. And we just have to see what happens. Like, no one can predict the future. No one really knows. Yeah, it's all speculative. It's all ideas. of what could happen. Everyone has a potential of being wrong, even me. I was right in one sense that I picked the low. We took the high. I was right about that. And so I am still thinking to myself, inverse head and shoulders. And this is the right shoulder here. And this is the area that I want the shoulder to form. I don't want the shoulder to be a long shoulder. I want it to be as small as this shoulder here. Yeah. Kind of a minuscule shoulder. I don't want it to be a long drawn out shoulder. That won't make any sense. And possibly also there's a trend line here that needs to be touched. You see that? So there is a little bit of a trend line here rising, and you've got your important levels, which I've marked out but hidden. You've got, let me pull them back in again. You've got your important volume level, which is the point of control. You've got your important higher time frame level, which is the monthly level. Okay, and if you go to the monthly time frame, you'll see that you have that monthly level from 2 months ago, which was, and we're just maybe coming to back test that, possibly coming back to back test that. We've also got the monthly open, and you know, like we are coming to support right now. And so naturally, I just want to see us find support here. And you've got a fib retrace off this move. If you take the pivot low here from the July 4th, the July 6th move to there, you've got like a golden pocket area here. So I think this is the right area for us to try and find support. And then if we can go up and take out that high again, then we put in another low, higher low at the point of control, which would be great. And then we can start putting in higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Honestly, if we go up again and we take out that high, then I think this time we'll probably just kind of explode through it, probably. And in that case, I would be targeting 3 cents, 3.1, 3.2 cents. Yeah, I'd be thinking like that. I'd be thinking if this is what happened, that's what I'd be thinking. Now, to the downside, the risk is always possible that we can't find support here and we go much lower. And no one can predict what will happen then, okay? Because you still want to put in a higher low without taking the all-time low. But I think that in that case, we'd probably be just more range bound in the lows here. And we have to see what happens if that was to happen. I don't know what would happen if that was to happen. But obviously, I don't think it will happen. I think there's a lot of things happening in D travel which are positive, which are really bullish. And, you know, we just have to see how the market reacts to that. And also, I think Bitcoin is still in price discovery. ETH is consolidating underneath its own all-time high. There's a lot of positive signs in the market. August is over. It's almost coming to September. We have to see what happens in September. That's when the money comes back into the market. We'll see if the interest rates drop in America. There's a lot of things that could happen, which could have a positive impact on crypto and risk on assets. And that's kind of what I'm kind of expecting. I'm expecting a really nice run until December. Okay. So I kind of think this is the right area to, like, if no one has bought, we're coming into the nice area to buy. Yesterday was a pretty bearish daily candle because we closed lower than the previous day. So yesterday was a bad candle. Even though it closed below the previous day, it closed into that red wick. So it's not as bad as it could seem. And actually, we're just somewhere here, basically. We're somewhere here. That's where the price is. But really what we want is we want the price to find support here somewhere. And we'll see. We'll see how that happens as it happens. You can see the price isn't selling off the way it used to. You remember TRVL, when you get crazy sell-offs, people just sell, sell, sell. Now we're getting really nice corrective price action. If this was it, if this was the end, that sell-off would have been sell, and sell, you know, and that's what that's what we're used to, isn't it? But we're not getting that kind of price action. We're getting kind of sell, and then guess what? No more selling. It's just more kind of corrective. And the corrective is basically people who sold or taking profit, they're just buying back in. They're just buying back in. They're just scaling back in. That's what's happening now. So the market is scaling out, scaling back in. And that's how you form these bottoming patterns and these kind of rounding bottoms, etc., in the right areas. And so we are coming into the right area. All right. So that's TRVL. There's a few people watching. Yes. Amazing. Huh? You can see the sun is beating on my face. I'm burning up, actually. I'm really burning up. So I probably won't go on for much longer on the stream. I really need to find a better place to stream. I see that now. This is not ideal. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Oof. Yeah, whatever. Did TRVL drop? Yeah, TRVL dropped as well. So there is a little bit of correlation now between the market and these altcoins and Bitcoin. You see that? There's a little bit of correlation there, which is good to see. All right, I'm probably going to log off. What time is it now? I've been streaming for a shade under an hour, but I'm just wondering if this is the right place to stream now. I'm probably going to have to relocate tomorrow. Maybe go indoors. I don't know. I like the backdrop, I guess, but I'll probably have to go in a nice shaded spot. Yeah, I need a shaded spot. All right, I'm going to go surfing in about an hour's time. All right, so you can't see it, but the ocean's behind me. Go for a surf. And then I'll start updating you guys on my progress out here in El Salvador, because the aim is to onboard 200 properties onto D-Travel. And if you want to keep track of the progress, we have 0. We have none. So this is the challenge, huh? The challenge is to get up to 200. And that's really going to happen once we get Bitcoin Lightning. An ocean view would be nicer. I think I just need to find the right place. And remember, the internet has to be good too. So that's key. And I can just stream. I can just stream from El Salvador. It'll be fun. Just do crypto streaming. Live from sunny El Salvador. It's like a once in a lifetime achievement, huh? Be funny. All right, Defage, nice to see you. Nice to see everyone else. I'm gonna go now. I'll probably cut a couple of videos and then I'll log off for the day. And yeah, TRVL is looking okay. I just want this to break. I really want this to just form a right shoulder, break up, and let's just get to 3 cents. Really, that would be nice. A nice payday for a lot of us, like for me especially here in El Salvador. I wouldn't mind a little payday, and that will help. That will secure the next year, I think, of pushing D-Travel out here. That's where my mind is at. All right, I'll chat to you guys later. Have a good day. See you.